Damn, I just woke up tired as hell. What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Boots, man. I'm back in the building with another vid, man. I ain't gonna lie, Chat. I was supposed to be in, like, react to this whole Epstein's file shit, but that shit a little too weird for me, so I never really got on it. You know what I'm saying? That shit just a little too, it's too weird, bro. And the reason why I say it's too weird is because I don't wanna find out that one of my favorite entertainers is in the Epstein files, bro. I'll never be the same again, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. If I find out one of my favorite entertainers is in the Epstein files, bro, nigga, I'll never be the same, Chat. But man, enough talking, man. Let's get straight into it. Oh, I muted it. Oh, we gotta play it back then.
Would you raise your hand, please? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at this weird ass nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't understand why folks be weird like this, bro. I don't understand why people just be doing heinous ass shit like this. Like, bro, what motivates people to be weird like this, bro? I hate this nigga face. I hate the way this nigga, I hate how blue this nigga's shirt is. I hate this nigga haircut. I hate the shit that he finna say once I press play on the video. I hate this nigga eyebrows, bro. I hate how this nigga ear look like it's...
Would you please state your full name?
And Jeffrey Edward Epstein, and my residence address is 6100 Red Hook Boulevard in Virgin Islands.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
The sex crimes of millionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein are appalling.
I was unaware that I was going to be alone with him. I thought I was going to die.
More than 100 vulnerable teenagers and young women trapped in his depraved web.
He started touching himself.
Tonight, the Epstein Files, the latest on who knew what in the biggest sex trafficking ring in history. His elite circle of the wealthy and powerful on notice as thousands of damning new court documents are unsealed.
They will contain the names of people associated with Jeffrey Epstein.
Prince Andrew and the former President Bill Clinton have been named.
More are expected to come out.
In the last few weeks, they've linked Epstein to some very famous names and exposed some very sordid details.
There are videos that exist.
I know. I've seen them too. Michael Jackson. Come on, Mike. You my favorite entertainer. Mike, come on, man. Come on.
We've been investigating this scandal since Jeffrey Epstein's death in 2019. This is where Jeffrey Epstein served his sentence. That he can still shock is extraordinary.
I won't stop fighting. I will never be silenced.
As you'll see, this monster's tentacles continue to reach from beyond the grave.
What?
Refusing to answer lawyers on the grounds he might incriminate himself, Epstein thought his own silence would protect him forever. With his death by suicide in 2019 and the jailing of his former lover and right-hand woman Ghislaine Maxwell 2 years ago, Epstein's associates may well have thought the scandal was over. But after a decade of legal wrangling, more than 150 people have been publicly identified, linked to Epstein and his sex trafficking network.
He was a brilliant manipulator, not just of vulnerable girls and women. He was a brilliant manipulator of powerful men.
A really heinous crime on an absolutely massive scale that was allowed to continue and continue and continue.
On my own island, I can think the thoughts I want to think. I can do the work I want to do, and I'm free to explore as I see fit.
Jeffrey Epstein's vast wealth gave him access to whatever he wanted. As we now know, the globe-trotting multimillionaire created a network where young women were supplied to him wherever he went.
I realize what I am. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. What I'm really free to do is I'm free to follow my own personality.
And with his own plane and plush properties all over the world, he felt free to abuse in the privacy of his various homes.
This is New York, this is Palm Beach, this is California, this is Paris, this is London. This is wherever Epstein was touching down. He needed to have girls on constant call. In every single state or every place that he goes to, he's already got people lined up and makers making that happen.
None of this would ever have seen the light of day if it wasn't for Virginia Giuffre. Her allegations of sexual abuse against Epstein, Maxwell, and famously Prince Andrew have fascinated and repulsed the world. In 2015, Virginia sued Maxwell for defamation. These latest documents are, in the main, sworn statements collected for that case.
It's hard. It's really hard being back here.
We met Virginia 5 years ago when she bravely returned for the first time to the Epstein mansion in Manhattan.
I was abused by people that I can't even mention here. There's a lot of scars hidden behind those walls. It should be ripped down. It should be burned to the ground. Some of my worst memories are from this place.
I continue to be shocked by just how awful this story is. The damage that was done to these women is incredibly hard to even express. This has been completely life-altering for them. It's incredibly unfair that this was allowed to happen with impunity for so long.
Lucia Osborne Crowley is a journalist and author who has long covered the Epstein case. She believes the significance of the new Epstein files can't be overstated.
It's really important that we understand the difference between having these allegations swirl around and seeing that people were willing to swear to them under penalty of perjury. It's an incredibly hard thing to do, and they were all willing to do it and to swear to the truth of it.
Lucia also had a front row seat when victims testified against Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, when she was convicted for sex trafficking in 2022.
A lot of what Jeffrey Epstein got away with, he wouldn't have been able to do without her helping to recruit, groom, and entice underage girls.
But she wasn't just the organiser, was she? She was also an abuser herself.
Yes. So we also heard at trial from multiple victims that she was in the room when the abuse was happening and that she engaged in the abuse herself.
But the documents released by the court put the spotlight on the role played by others in Jeffrey Epstein's inner sanctum. The most controversial revelation comes from emails sent by Sarah Ransom, who was abused and trafficked by Epstein. Those emails claim she has seen video recordings made by Epstein of an unnamed friend having sex with Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Richard Branson. All three men vehemently refute the allegation, and in the past, even Sarah has denied the existence of the tapes. But just 2 weeks ago, she stood by her original claim in a Zoom call with Good Morning Britain.
It's no secret that everything was recorded. I've also seen recordings in his office. There are videos that exist. The people that know they exist, I'm sure, are very frightened of them being released.
Fear may also explain the resounding silence from others named in this recent mass release of documents. According to thousands of pages of sworn statements by women abused by Epstein, the men now in the headlines are potential witnesses. They place them at the locations where the abuse commonly took place.
The vast majority, including all the
commonly.
Damn, David Copperfield. Damn, that shit crazy. So he was just pulling young bitches out of his hat. Fuck the rabbits.
Took place.
The vast majority, including all the names that we're hearing about the most, there are no allegations of criminality. They are just listed as potential witnesses.
If these people are not being accused of any wrongdoing, why have they been named?
The question is what they saw, who they met, what questions they asked themselves about why girls of that age would be in any of the Epstein homes. And if they didn't ask themselves questions about that, why didn't they ask themselves questions about that?
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Nina.
The documents also shed light on the alleged dark motivation of Epstein's sex trafficking to get dirt on some of the world's most influential people.
There is, for the first time, the idea that he was quizzing the girls he sent to famous people for details of what happened for blackmail purposes. That has always been the suspicion that this man had cameras everywhere, that he kept blackmail tapes. That was his leverage. So I heard about Jeffrey Epstein sort of on the social Upper East Side grapevine in New York for a couple of years around the end of the 1990s and early 2000s. You know, he was a figure of mystery in that all people really knew about him was he had kind of out of nowhere, known to be unconventional. People thought he was very good looking. And the only thing that people really knew about him, his sort of connector to the outside world, was somebody I knew. It was Ghislaine Maxwell.
With her link to English socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, Vicky Ward was the ideal journalist to profile Jeffrey Epstein. Her task in 2002 was to investigate the man behind the $500 million fortune.
My then boss at Vanity Fair magazine, Graydon Carter, phoned me up and said, you know, I've been hearing about this guy for years. Nobody knows who he is, where he got his money from, what his deal is. And that was how it all began.
But what started as a business story quickly turned sinister.
He liked to have parties with young women, but given that he was a very wealthy, at the time, you know, good-looking bachelor in his 50s, that didn't seem in itself, on the surface, so peculiar. But then I met this woman, Maria Farmer, and she told me that she had worked for Jeffrey Epstein.
No one immediately recognised how significant Maria Farmer would become in the Epstein story. Certainly not the authorities, when in 1996 she was the very first to report Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell to the FBI.
Ghislaine came in to get me one evening. Ghislaine escorts me to Jeffrey's room, and he's lying there, and he goes, well, here, sit down, you know? And so right next to him, and then Ghislaine sits on the other side, and they began assaulting me. But really, while I was lying there the whole time, I'm thinking, My sister's been around these people. My sister was 16. She's been around them alone.
Maria's fears were well-based. Her younger sister Annie had also been abused by the pedophile pair.
And it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
But in a pattern that would be set in the decades ahead, Maria's complaint of sexual abuse against her and Annie to police was ignored.
They just kept it all quiet, put it in the bottom drawer. And they were so dismissive that I just felt daunted and I stopped.
For more than 25 years, Maria Farmer has been filling her canvas with the Epstein story, a tale of horror that began in 1995, when, as a gifted student at the New York Academy of Art, she met Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein gave her a job to buy art for his New York mansion. As well, she became an unwitting witness to a steady stream of teenagers and young women through Epstein's job.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. See, me, I got this gift. You know what I'm saying? I got this gift, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people in the world that got the same gift as me. But you can look at somebody and just tell, like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, something fucked up about dude. Like, something ain't right. Something is unsettling about this person. Like, something ain't right. So I'm finna get away from you. And a lot of people don't got that sense. A lot of people ain't got that. They don't got that. I'm one of the people that got that sense. Like, nah, hell no. I read souls, nigga. I read souls. I read energy. I read all that shit, nigga. I swear I'm not lying to y'all, chat. I got that. I got it real good too. I can just look at somebody and just be like, something ain't right about dude. Something ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he ain't right, or she ain't right. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get that person from around us. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker weird. And I'm getting a lot of that from dude. Even before the Epstein files was trending. You know what I'm saying? I can still look at this nigga and be like, nah, something ain't right about dude. Cuz weird as hell. And this bitch weird too. And the bitch in the background weird for wearing the big ass earrings.
To buy art for his New York mansion. As well, she became an unwitting witness to a steady stream of teenagers and young women through Epstein's front door. And shockingly, she had direct evidence of Maxwell scouting girls for the insatiable millionaire. What did you witness?
So several times I was in the car with her and she would ask the driver to stop the car. And she'd dash across to the school or the park or wherever she was going, and she would like write down her phone number for a child, a young girl. And then I'd see that child at the house and she'd say they're auditioning. You know, I found a model in the park. And I thought it was really strange because I did see a couple girls in braces and I've never seen a model with braces.
Do you reflect on how different life would be for so many women today if the FBI had investigated your complaints in 1996?
Yeah. I think about it all the time. I do. And it hurts a lot. And I never had children because of it. Because I didn't feel like they would be safe.
It would be another 6 years before the Farmer sisters would again contemplate speaking openly about their experiences with Jeffrey Epstein.
I felt that at least Vanity Fair magazine was also powerful. By us publishing their allegations, that would afford them protection. And so I think that we all proceeded under that premise. And unfortunately, that premise got exploded in the worst possible way.
What blew it up? What happened?
Well, what happened as this piece was going forward, and I had to finally put all the allegations, both of the business stuff, and the farmers' allegations to Jeffrey and Ghislaine, they in their different ways went completely berserk.
Epstein was instantly menacing, a man prepared to bully and intimidate.
Damn, man. I gotta drink some ginger ale. Wait, hold on.
Was instantly menacing, a man prepared to bully and intimidate to save himself.
Bro, who was letting this nigga bully and intimidate them, bro? This nigga is a 10 overall, bro. This nigga's a 10 overall, bro. You know what I do to a nigga like him? Bro? I grab that nigga by that big ass bow tie and tell that nigga, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get all in his face, like, bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Spit talking the hell of shit, nigga. No funny shit. Nigga, I ball this nigga shirt up, pick him up, turn him upside down, shake all the change and all the shit all out his pockets and shit, nigga. Tell that nigga, bitch ass nigga, you need a timeout, nigga. You need a timeout. Shaking him down, really shaking all the change out of his pocket. And whatever else fall out of his pocket. He look like the type of nigga that keep peppermints in his pocket. And give it to little kids and shit. Ball his shirt up. What? You out here doing what? What? Oh man, to the jail with it, sir. You know what I'm saying? Throw him in the back of the paddy wagon. Take him off. Take him away, boys. I'm not letting this nigga intimidate nothing. You can't intimidate nothing around me, right? Nigga ain't got no lips, cuz. I letting the nigga with no lips intimidate y'all, nigga. That shit crazy. Regardless of how much bread he got. You know how I do this nigga? Slap him around. Slap the shit out of him.
He treated the entire thing as a game. A really
hella uppercuts to the chin. Fuck out of here.
Dark, twisted game. He even said to me at the beginning, okay, let's play chess. I'll be black, you be white, you get the first move.
Fuck that, nigga. Let's play Mortal Kombat. I'm Jackson, nigga. You could be whoever you want to be. I'm just gonna ground pound the shit out you. What? Nigga not intimidating nothing over here, bro. That's out. I'd sock that nigga nose inside out, just straight. I've been violating the shit out this nigga face. I'm talking about I'd have hit that nigga with everything I could see. Yeah, that was in sight. I'd have threw coffee tables at this nigga and hella shit, bro. TVs, all that. All that. I'd have broke this nigga off. I ain't going for that, bro. I'm not going for that, bro. You not finna sexually do nothing to me, nigga. What? That's out, nigga. I'm gonna violate in the worst way, nigga. I'm gonna beat you over your head with everything that I can see. If I was a female in this situation, if I was the girl that was taken advantage of, you know what I'm saying? More, you know, peace and love goes out to all the victims that was involved in this whole Epstein shit. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, y'all should have banded together and everybody should have had coffee tables and bricks and just what?
He treated the entire thing as a game. A really dark, twisted game. He even said to me at the beginning, okay, let's play chess. I'll be black, you be white, you get the first move. And from there, it descended into a sort of horrific game of...
And I'm not a woman beater or anything like that, but I'd beat his wife up too. Yeah. Hold some of them. Hold some of them. Matter of fact, hold some more. All right, what? Nigga, hold some of them. I'd have beat this bitch up, nigga. And like I said, I ain't no woman beater or none of that, but nigga, what? I'd have beat this bitch up. I'd have beat Jeffrey up first. I'd have whooped his ass. I'd have stumped that nigga face all into the floor. Then I'd looked at his girlfriend or his wife or wherever she is, and that nigga, boy, I'd have choked this shit. I'd have Michael Myers this girl, nigga. What?
Of cat and mouse. He would phone me every day. And then he told me that if he didn't like what I was going to write, he was going to have his witch doctor place a curse on my unborn children, and that was off the record. Then he told me he was going to sue me and ruin me personally, and I was just really frightened of what this man could do.
Yeah, so even though the threats he was making against you were quite preposterous, you took him seriously. Like you you were genuinely frightened.
Yeah, because at the end of all of this, at the end of months of digging, meeting the farmer sisters, there was still this question mark. Who is this guy?
But it only got worse when Epstein made a personal visit to Vicky's boss at the time, the editor-in-chief of Vanity Fair. Epstein got the result he demanded. Maria and Annie Farmer's allegations were cut from the story that went to print in late 2002. So as the journalist who'd uncovered these allegations and
Why that shit gotta happen the year I was born? I can't watch this shit anymore. This shit getting on my nerves now. I hate weird ass people, dude. Like people that gotta just do weird shit. Trafficking kids and shit. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, nigga, that shit is crazy. I don't understand why people do that. Taking advantage of motherfuckers, little girls, and boy, that shit crazy.